Now this isn't Gran Turismo 7, but this is Gran Turismo 7. Gran Turismo 7 now has the most detailed car models in any video game in history. It is absolutely unbelievable. I'm going to pan over here and you'll see just the dimensions, the attention to detail is absolutely insane. Now, there's a few things you need to bear in mind. Firstly, I've had to overexpose this footage from Gran Turismo 7 a little bit because it was a little bit darker in the game. You're also getting the foveated rendering in Gran Turismo 7, so the edges will be a bit blurry. And I've also had to just flip it because this is actually my car in real life and it's right-hand drive, and the one in Gran Turismo 7 is left-hand drive. But other than that, you are getting the footage out of Gran Turismo 7, and it's utterly unbelievable. You're also missing the three-dimensional aspect. Even watching this footage back now, as I'm doing this voiceover, it is really uncanny. I want you to vote in the comments below. Let me know out of 10 how much you rate the interiors in Gran Turismo 7. It's long been the sort of crux of a lot of racing video games. It's like, oh, the interiors aren't very good. And I'll be honest, I've never particularly cared until now, because knowing just how realistic this is, comparing my car in real life and my car in Gran Turismo 7, makes me appreciate just how much time they've spent in this. And then when you go in different cars, it's just another level, because obviously there's got much nicer interiors and you can actually appreciate it. Now, as we go to the outside, again, you can see just obviously the detailing, just what they do with the paints is absolutely unreal. The tyres, you can look into the rims, you can see the brakes as well. It's just absolutely unreal. And the proportions are all exactly as you'd expect. And it might sound like a small thing. I know they spent a lot of time on it, but it might sound like a small thing, but I can tell you, when you appreciate a car like this in the VR showroom in Gran Turismo 7, it makes you appreciate the car more generally in the game. When you're driving the car, no longer do you feel like you're driving a little toy on a 2D screen. You feel like you're actually driving this big three-dimensional car. And I've started to appreciate that more and more. I think it's why I'm a little bit more hesitant when I drive in close combat in Gran Turismo 7, because I appreciate that these, to me, feel like real cars. I'm going to show you some other interiors here that are just absolutely insane. You have to try this, by the way. This is honestly one of the best features about Gran Turismo 7. If you have a friend, if there's an expo or a shop near you that has this is what you want to try out, because this is basically photorealistic. And when the graphics hit just right with the reflections, it genuinely does feel like a kind of soft photorealism. It's going to struggle to come across like that in the video. Lots of YouTube compression going on. I've had to bump up the exposure, stuff like that. But when you're in the headset in those OLEDs, my word, it's absolutely unbelievable. I want you to let me know, do you think Gran Turismo 7 should do more in this feature? Do you think Gran Turismo 7 should let us customize interiors? Should this become a multiplayer mode where we can go to a car meet now and hang out in VR, see each other's cars, inspect the liveries? Should we be able to pop the hoods on these cars, have a look at the engine? Should we be able to get the cars up on jacks? I mean, I really think this is actually starting a new genre of game, and one of the things I love most about Gran Turismo 7 is that it caters for so many different people. Yes, it caters towards racing drivers, but even racing drivers, you have the people who like racing online, you have people who like racing in single player. It caters both. It caters for people that make amazing liveries, like in our community, in our Discord. It caters for them. It caters for people that do all the amazing tunes. They have a space as well. It caters for the photographers. It caters for like the artists. It caters for the league organisers. It caters for the broadcasters. And now it's sort of really catering a lot more for the hardcore car enthusiasts. I mean, that feeling, by the way, of, collecting every Nissan Skyline, having like an R32, R33, R34, and taking it to a car meet in Tokyo with other Nissan Skyline enthusiasts, this is potentially utterly transformative. And I just wonder if this is something they're going to do. Gran Turismo 7 has launched VR actually in the game in a very low-key way. if you got it, you'll understand. There's very few VR menu settings. You don't even really know VR's working until you go into a race. But I wonder if they're actually going to implement proper VR spaces, and I just feel like if they can just meld what they're doing with Scapes and put VR into that and make it multiplayer, I'm going to be hanging out there a lot more. You can interview people, you can have the cars that you either are lucky to have in real life or you want to have in real life. You can have actual owners clubs. I mean, the possibilities are literally endless. So I really, really, really want to hear your thoughts on this. Make sure to subscribe if you like this sort of content. If you're already subscribed, I really, really, really appreciate you. You guys and girls are growing the channel like absolute crazy. It is mad. But I'm going to hang out here in VR, and I'll see you next time.